let's talk about what's happening. This is a story that you're not going to see covered in the mainstream media. Anytime over the past number of weeks, we've seen a number of different strikes happening at different companies, and there's been very little coverage, if any. I don't see it on the nightly news. I don't see it on any of the cable networks. It's just quiet. Why? Because those big billionaire corporations do not want any attention drawn to workers that don't feel like they are paid well enough or are getting the type of hours that they deserve, the type of benefits that they deserve. They're working all kinds of long hours. So do you think that these big companies that have the nightly newscasts and all of these things want to cover stories about workers' rights? Of course not. They never do. Maybe only if Bernie Sanders goes down to Alabama will we actually send a camera so that he can be at an Amazon plant and trying to drum up support for having them unionize. That's about the only time.
Well, that might trickle down to their, to the newsrooms, to the people hold the microphones and running the cameras, and I guess those are probably unionized people anyway. But beyond that,
in some cases, like when I worked in Los Angeles at KTTV in West LA at that Fox affiliate, Fox, I forget the call sign, but anyway, KTTV. I had to join a union when I got there, and boy, am I glad I did. I had to join a union, and because of that, my salary was higher. I was not forced to do like all kinds of crazy overtime. They really cared about their workers, and they protected their workers. And
was that all of them, like not just the anchors, but also down to the, lowest level?
The camera guys,
janitors,
the editors, the camera guys, everybody. They were treated well. And guess what? Those workers loved working there. And so many of those people are still there, literally. I'm friends with them. I talk to them, my executive producer, the team, like they're all still there 20 years later. They're taken care of. And then I've worked at other places where they hated unions. And they absolutely would not allow you to unionize. And so that's what happens in the United States. Unions keep getting squashed. They keep getting trampled on. Heck, we had the FBI just raiding a police union yesterday in New York City. Like the FBI just swooped in and like basically raided the offices of a union. Like unions in the United States squashed, right? So yesterday we see Kellogg's workers saying enough is enough. We are sick and tired of being treated this way, and we're done. So good for them. Kellogg's workers taking to the streets saying we are not going to continue to work these ridiculous hours, making no money. They're sending, and what they're doing is they're saying, hey, meanwhile, you're paying us like crap. You're forcing us to work these incredibly long hours. And you're also offshoring jobs. They're saying that these current union contracts expired, right? And now they have these accusations that the cereal giant is offshoring jobs. By the way, try to find some good information on this story in the United States, in United States papers. You can't. You know where you need to go? You need to go to overseas newspapers in order to get coverage of this.
Yeah, you see it on RT News.
Yeah. Do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you need to go to the Guardian.
Most of the stuff that you talk about where you're like, you won't see this on mainstream media. I'm like, yeah, I saw it on RT.
Not surprising. Did I hit the wrong button here?
Oop, whoa, what the heck did you just do?
Oh, what just happened there? Oh, my button here. There we go. Boom. I'm trying to get this laptop up here. So union workers in the Guardian covering this. Okay, the Guardian, UK paper covering this story, calling it death by 1,000 cuts. Kellogg's workers on why they're striking. Well, the union took issue with the company's threats to outsource jobs from the U.S. to Mexico if workers refused to accept their proposals. We're fighting for our future, they say. Shortly before the strike, Kellogg's announced plans to cut 212 jobs in Michigan over the next 2 years, including 174 positions that are represented by the union. Instead, they're going to send them to Mexico. The plant currently employs 390 workers. Kellogg cited plans to streamline efforts, relocate cereal production to other facilities in North America as reasons for the job cuts. This is after just 1 year ago, we were hailed as heroes as we worked through this pandemic. 7 days a week, 16 hours a day. Now, apparently, we're no longer heroes. Very quickly, you can go from hero to zero, added Beidelman, one of the workers. We don't have weekends. Really, we just work 7 days a week. Sometimes 100 to 130 days in a row. For 28 days, the machines run, and then they rest 3 days for a cleaning. They don't even treat us as well as they do their machinery.
Do they get free boxes of Frosted Flakes, though?
I'm sure that'll make them healthy.
Yeah.
Adjustment to the PTO policy, a holiday pay change, and a plan to remove all union logos.
That's what they want. They want a cost of living adjustment. Okay. They want that elimination. And they want a transitional position to be permanent. They want policy changes. They want holiday pay change, removal of union logo from products. These are unresolved issues right now that are still on the docket.
From products. We spoke with one of the strike leaders this morning.
Everybody in this plant makes incredible sacrifices that most people wouldn't understand. They work 8 days a week, at least. And that's months on end without a scheduled day off. I mean, some people in the plant don't have a scheduled day off for the entire year. So we're not willing to accept that anymore.
They have a scheduled day off for the rest of the year.
That's insane. I didn't realize there was 8 days in the week there.
Hey, didn't you ever hear the Beatles song 8 days a week?
Heck yeah. It's one of my faves. You know?
I mean, death by 1,000 cuts. That's what they're saying. It's like a death of 1,000 cuts. They're slowly eliminating jobs out of the Lancaster plant, said Carrie Williams, who works in the processing and maintenance in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We had to work through this COVID for the last 2 years, and they've just shown disrespect for the union name. They even want to remove our union logo from the cardboard cereal box. They want to take their name. They want to take the union off the box. They're basically taking these jobs, shoving them to Mexico, because these unions in Battle Creek, Michigan, and in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, are saying enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Anymore.
I mean, they don't have a freaking, you don't have days off for the rest of the year?
Everybody in this plant makes incredible sacrifices that most people wouldn't understand. They work 8 days a week, at least. And that's months on end without a scheduled day off. I mean, some people in the plant don't have a scheduled day off for the entire year. So we're not willing to accept that anymore.
Aaron M. in our chat says, let's boycott their brands. Yeah, let's
read
do
the
it.
comment on the screen.
Katie or Cade? Kroger did this big PR thing about us being heroes during the pandemic. But were they to remove the hero pay, and they did it quietly so no one heard about it, been screwed over the whole pandemic. Unbelievable. Not unbelievable at all. Ed, can you put the Ed one from Ed up here? Ed Lonas. He was a union member at this union, BCTGM, Local 19 in Cleveland. I worked at Nichols Bakery in Navarre, Ohio. Left after 30 years. I left in 2003 with a full pension, and I'm still getting it. BCTGM is a great union. I love that they're supporting their workers, right? And all across the country at these different Kellogg's plants, they're saying enough is enough. Enough is enough. And someone said let's boycott their brand. Absolutely. First of all, cereal is awful for you, right? Kellogg's, by the way, we have Kellogg's to blame for telling Americans this is what you should be eating for breakfast, right? Wasn't it like corn flakes? Didn't Kellogg's own? Anyway,
yes. The
whole reason we eat this crap for breakfast, these sugary things that we put milk on, which by the way is also a cancer-causing agent. Who's drinking milk when you're an adult? Anyway, don't get me started on this. Yes, let's look up some of the crap that Kellogg's makes and boycott it. Okay.
Well, they are one of the original plant-based well-being companies. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So
Pringles. No, that's them. Let's see what Kellogg's. Let's see what their brands are.
Here, I'm on there. I'm going. Here we go. So we got Cheez-Its Here's their cereal, Special K, whole wheat crackers. So here's all their brands. Guys want to know the illusion of choice? Here you go. They own all brand Apple Jacks, Cheez-Its, Fruit Loops.
These aren't even real foods, by the way. Like,
Eggo, Corn Pops, Crispix. Hey, Garden
all
Burger.
Of this crap. All of this crap. I mean,
Kashi brand,
Pop Tarts, Fruit Loops,
Raisin brand,
chocolate Frosted Flakes. Like, you would be doing your waistline and your liver and your colon and every other part of your body a service by stop eating any of this crap. You know, stop eating any of this stuff. From our food from field to table. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Kellogg's family honoring rice farmers helping rice farmers reduce their climate impact. Honoring food justice pioneers and heroes. Kellogg's responds to disasters around the globe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, they know the plant-based movement is happening, right? And so now they're advertising that at the top of their page. We're one of the original plant-based well-being companies. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look at how plant-based this looks.
Yeah. You want to have their Pop-Tarts? Yeah, that's a...
What plant is that icing from?
Man, think about it. This is like 1980s bringing me back right here, right?
You know what, though? To be fair, sugar is a plant. So.
Oh, okay. That's right. That's right. Processed sugar is a plant. You're right.
Yeah.
Ula Hula says, you mean they bought a plant-based company? That's right. Kashi, right? Yeah. Anyway, stop eating this crap filled with sugar, highly processed, terrible for your body. Awful, awful, awful. Like, cereal is just awful for you. Anyway, let's boycott this. Until they, I don't touch Kellogg stuff anyway. So
I don't either.
This is going to be easy for me to.
Well,
boycott.
at least that we know of.
Right. I mean, if just going through their brands.
Read that oat milk you're drinking.
Oat milk, by the way, is vegan, and
that's not owned by Kellogg's. What brand owns that?
No, Oatly.
Are they their own brand?
They went public. Oatly went public a few months ago. Yeah, and they are plant-based. And they, by the way, approved by the European Union, which if they're approved by the European Union, that means that they have to go through all kinds of extra layers of stringent, testing.
Yep,
and
that
things
means
like that.
no sodium benzoate, which you'd get in the U.S., which is a carcinogen mixed with certain vitamins, vitamin C and stuff.
Yeah. Mark Sparks says, Frosted Flakes gave me a mouthful of cavities. Yeah, I believe that. Kristen Swenson says, if you pile marinara sauce on a stack of Pop-Tarts, it tastes like pizza. Oh.
That sounds disgusting.
Oh, man.
I will admit, when I was a kid, I did love me some Frosted Flakes. I mean, Tony the Tiger, like, that stuff worked, that advertising. I loved that cereal.
God. Yeah, I mean, like, I liked Cookie Crisp. Like, what kid is like, cookies for breakfast? I remember the commercial, like, cookies for breakfast.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
And mom's like, yes, you can have cookies for breakfast. And it's like, do you realize what's in this crap? I mean, this is like, yeah, I know you're joking, Kristen. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Your Pop-Tarts with pizza sauce.
And licking Target carts. She's kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, snarky for life. It's just a matter of like what processing it's going through. Like what sort of GMO process is all of this garbage going through that we're, Carolyn says, I'm glad I don't consume any of Kellogg's products. I would totally participate in boycotting that brand, not to mention it's unacceptable how they treat their employees. Thank you, Carolyn. Exactly. I do like I do like the Cheez-Its. I will admit, even though it's like fake cheese, they say it's real cheese, but it's like, come on, it's just like it's garbage. It's all processed garbage.
And I thought those were Nabisco. Is Nabisco Kellogg's then? Isn't Nabisco Cheez-Its?
Oh no, you said Cheez-Its were on their website, right?
It was. But didn't you always think that was Nabisco?
I thought, yeah, maybe did they buy Nabisco? Kellogg's must have. I forget. I can't keep track of all these junk food companies like this.
Yeah, I'm looking again.
Anyway. But so, hey, good for them. Good for these workers. More strikes.
More strikes.
Cheez-Its. Kellogg's Cheez-Its. All right. Yeah. Good. Plant-based proteins. Let's see what their plant-based proteins are. Oh, yeah, they're Morningstar Farms, right? They bought these Garden Burger.
Okay, Nabisco is cheese nips.
Okay. The imitation.
Yeah. Cheez-Its are the original.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, by the way, check out the video I just did yesterday on a plant-based company that's doing all kinds of awesome stuff in the frozen food stuff with actual plant, like not processed. Like that's definitely the movement that I'm looking at right now from an investor standpoint.
How scary is this? Kellogg's, from feeding the U.S. Army to going to the moon to making everyday moments great. So they feed our military. That's, imagine that's the quality of food that the military gets is Kellogg's.
Yeah, you're getting cereal at the military base. Like that'll set you up for success for about 30 minutes. Cornflakes, we can. Yeah, that's why we don't eat like a healthy breakfast anymore. You can thank Kellogg's because all their advertising back in the day. Cornflakes.
It just says we can thank Cadbury for ruining Easter with those Cadbury eggs.
Teresa says, I bought some Sargento cheese and it wouldn't melt. That's so bizarre. Like, this is the kind of crap that's in the American food system, you know? Mm-hmm. Like you buy that shredded cheese in the United States. It isn't like, I don't know if I'm speaking correctly here, but I've heard from multiple people, like the shredded cheese that you buy, in order for it to not stick together, they use like a wood pulp to keep it from sticking together and not clump. I know I've heard that from multiple people.
I like when my cheese clumps.
Yeah. But, do you like your wood pulp? I guess you're getting your fiber. So they're putting like a wood resin or something to keep the cheese from sticking to itself. Like, this is the kind of stuff I think about, like Clark in European or Christmas Vacation, when he works as like the cereal varnish guy, like you're the one that came up with that non-nutritive cereal varnish, right, Clark? Or right, John? It's like, yeah, it's Clark. Yeah. Non-nutritive cereal varnish. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. You can also become a channel member by going to morninginvest.com/join, where you can stick it to the mainstream media and support independent journalism. We're able to bring you the stories that you won't see on any of the major billionaire-backed networks. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time, everyone.